So winter is almost upon us, guys. December 21st is the official date of winter 2020. I've given you guys my top 10 designer. Today it's all about the niche, which are the most exotic, intriguing, unique fragrances in the fragrance world. And these are amazing, guys. Let me just tell you, this list is fire. One of the best niche top lists I put for you guys this whole year. So you guys don't want to miss it. If you want to know what they are, stick around. They're up next. Coming in at number 10, we're not going to waste any time here with more babbling. You guys know what this is all about. These are going to be my top 10 fragrances that I'm looking to wear the most in the next 3 months as winter approaches us. I'm going to be really rocking the heck out of these fragrances. At the 10th spot, we have a fragrance here from a brand called Precious Liquid, and this is a guy that is like the Brad Pitt of the fragrance world. He's a great perfumer. He was part of Scent Explorer 2020. This is going to be Precious Liquid Vanilla Orchid. Now, you guys know I'm not huge on floral fragrance, but this has a lot more to offer than just the floral here. Of course, Orchid's going to be the keynote, the superstar here. The vanilla is beautiful, giving this almost like a boozy vanilla absolute kind of a vibe here, almost like a vanilla bourbon feel. There's definitely some fruity components here, Divana and figs, along with prunes/plums, vanilla and benzoin. Just an extraordinary composition, great to wear. You guys can actually dress it up, dress it down. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna wear this, but I'm definitely gonna wear a lot of this. This could be a great signature scent if you like Orchid, if you like vanilla, if you like the boozy facet that I talked about, if you're into prunes or plums and figs. This is gonna be amazing from the winter into the springtime. In fact, this is probably gonna be another one that I'm gonna be wearing in the springtime. But for the beginning of the wintertime when it's really not really crazy cold, this will do a great job, especially if you're gonna be indoors, like in the office. This could be a great signature scent for you guys. I love this stuff. Precious Liquid, a great brand to check out. Definitely one of the highlights of Scent Explorer 2020. Next up, we have another newcomer to the list. This is from the house of Chinotto or Chinotto Dark from Abaton, which is also a great fragrance house that revolves around the note of Chinotto, which is like an orange/tangerine fruit native of the coast of Italy. And this one here is the dark version of this fragrance. Great for the winter time. It starts off with this fizzy, spicy cardamom, cinnamon almost like a Dr. Pepper kind of a vibe. It has this soda, like a fizzy, boozy kind of a soda that I get here. It's really spicy. There's also some ginger here up front and center. If you like spicy, dark fragrances, you're gonna love the beginning here. It's not gonna be overly dark, but it has enough dark components and facets that I could definitely pull off into wintertime. The booziness that I get here is actually quite amazing. It is from the absinthe. There's a liqueur, absinthe liqueur here up top that stays throughout the life of the fragrance. If you're into boozy scents, there's definitely that spicy juniper/ginger, almost like a gin and tonic vibe, but the absinthe is really the star player of this fragrance, along with the Chinotto orange feel. So all in all, it smells like it's actually sharp. This is a very sharp scent. It's not gonna be for everyone, but if you like absinthe, this is gonna be very sharp along with the juniper berries and the ginger note and the spices. I love the booziness here, hence the fact that it's not so high up on the list, but the absinthe note here is done to perfection. At the 9th spot, Chinotto Dark. At the 8th spot, we have a fragrance here from Amouage. You guys know how much I love Amouage in the wintertime. This is going to be Interlude Black Iris, which is the newest addition to my collection. Of course, the Renaissance collection came shortly after. But from the main collection, this is a flanker from the main collection from Interlude Man, which is the Blue Beast. This one here retains that oregano, that herbaceous, bonfire, frankincense smokiness that we get from the original. However, it's toned down quite a bit with the iris, with the black iris that was added into this fragrance, orris butter, which gave this fragrance a really nice, sensual feel and actually more wearable. That particular fragrance I couldn't wear. For the most part, it was always on my top 10, but always on the 10th spot because I couldn't wear it as much. Now this year, Black Iris makes the 8th spot this year because I'm definitely gonna be wearing it more than I do the Blue Beast because I think it's a lot easier to wear, a lot more likable. I don't have to wait 25-30 minutes before I get out of the house because it's that pungent, that smoky. This one here starts off really smooth, really well blended, and very appealing from the get-go. So Interlude Man Black Iris at the 8th spot. At the 7th spot, we have a fragrance that really blew me away. It was like love at first sniff. Very intriguing, very exotic, very different. This is nothing like I've ever tried before. From the house of Lactamus from England, this is going to be Black Caviar. Now this particular fragrance, guys, Look at the sprayers, beast. You can actually control the sprayer. Beautiful bottle, heavy as heck. Heavier than Parfums de Marly, might I add. And the scent itself is just absolutely gorgeous. One word to describe it, stellar. You have a lot of unique and intriguing components here, such as the Black Caviar, which has this powdery, creamy / salty vibe. But even though it sounds weird, weirdly enough, it's very intriguing, it's very captivating. It's one of those fragrances that you're gonna keep coming back for more. Those around you will love the way you smell. I mean, it works with my chemistry, it worked with my skin so well. These don't come cheap, but the bottles themselves are absolutely gorgeous, and this is a gorgeous fragrance, guys. Black Caviar, one of my favorite discoveries of 2020, hence the fact that I have it here in my top 10 niche winter 2020. It's one that I'm really gonna wear for dressier occasions, evening wear, situations where I really wanna stand out or put my best foot forward. I'm really looking forward to wearing Black Caviar, and you should definitely give it a try. Now at the 6th spot, here's a fragrance that, to be honest with you, it's actually a flanker also, and the original fragrance that this was modeled after, the original, the OG here, I wasn't really huge fan of. I liked it a lot, but it was rather sharp for me. You know, the vanilla, the metallic vanilla vibe that I got with that fragrance really was not great for me. The heliotrope, the almonds in the heart, as you got into the dry down was really the start for me in that fragrance, but the beginning into the heart I wasn't really fond of. But this particular fragrance, I absolutely love from beginning to end, and I'm talking about the newest from Parfums de Marly. This is Pegasus Exclusive. Now this stuff here, guys, I love what they did here. They capped the original DNA and scent profile from the original Pegasus, but they added these really incredible nuances here. The lavender, huge cardamom note, the oud here, the touch of oud here is amazing. Tons of spices, made the fragrance a little more controlled, a little more subtle with this, understated sophistication, elegance about it. I absolutely love it. Currently at my top 5 favorite Parfums de Marly of all time. This stuff here is absolutely a stunner, guys. If you like the original, you're gonna love this one. If you didn't like the original as much as I didn't like it, you're absolutely gonna love this one because again, it has some of the characteristics, but added these notes that just took it to the next level, guys. At the 6th spot, Parfums de Marly Pegasus Exclusive. Hope you guys are enjoying my picks so far. Of course, these next 5, all 10 are amazing, but these next 5 are absolute fire. And the ones that I'm definitely gonna be wearing the most and reaching out for the most in the next 3 months or so. If you guys enjoy this content, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to show your support. Leave me a like, touch the subscribe button, and of course, hit the bell icon for future videos, top videos, just like this, straight into your feed. Let's get into the top 5 right now, the last stretch. This is a newcomer to this list, and this is from the house of Agato Parfums, which is from Pompeii, Italy. This is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, guys, and I don't say this lightly. My wife was in love with this fragrance from the get-go. It took me a couple wearings to fall in love with it, but I'm telling you right now, guys, this is one of the best fragrance discoveries of 2020, period. There's something about this fragrance that is just outstanding, guys. You have oud, you have resins, you have this floral component here from the myrtle tree. You have saffron, which adds this leathery, facet. It has everything I love, spices. It just smells incredible, and it just works perfectly with my body chemistry. Reminds me a little bit of a lighter version, minus the boozy and minus the tobacco, which would be Creation E from, Enigma from Roger Parfums. But it has a lot of the same qualities that I got with that fragrance. So needless to say, it's intoxicating, it's captivating, and it's definitely a standout scent. Agato Parfums is really a company that I really want to dive into more. I only have a few of their creations. I want to, really get to know the company more, get to experience more of the fragrances, because one thing I can attest from the couple that I own, it is absolutely the finest quality ingredients you can find, and it's absolutely blended to perfection. At the 5th spot, Agato Parfums Castiamanti. At the 4th spot, this is a fragrance that is a true work of art from the house of Fragrance Dubois, which I think this particular fragrance house, when it comes to oud fragrances, they do an outstanding job because they source, the sprayers and the stuff, guys, they source the absolute best oud money can buy. And this particular one is absolutely incredible. This is Fragrance Dubois New York Intense. And of course, I'm from New York, I work in New York, so this thing here describes the New York City scene perfectly in the sense that it's very elegant, it's very happening, it's very sophisticated. I love the blend here. Obviously a great presence of oud here is up front and center. You have some spicy components, you have some berry-like components here. This reminds me of Oud for Greatness meets Jubilation 25 from Amouage. Needless to say, this stuff is a stunner. It's a great fragrance that's gonna make you stand out. It's gonna smell great. It's a very powerful, or empowering scent, that's definitely gonna give you an edge and really make you stand out in the crowd, guys. I made a few videos for you guys talking about fragrances of this character, of this genre, and this one here is as good as it gets, guys. At the fourth spot, Fragrance Dubois, New York Intense. At the third spot, we have a blast from the past, a fragrance that was released originally in 2000. It's actually a fragrance that was my second niche purchase. The first was Reflection Man. I was looking for, this is going back 12 years ago, I was looking for a fragrance to wear for the, spring and summer, and I went with Reflection Man, but I wanted something for the fall and winter, and I went with Muskrat Azure from Frederic Malle. This stuff here is nothing short of a masterpiece. This is Maurice Roussel's, staple. This is like his business card. This fragrance is just an absolute work of art, guys. This is spices, it's cinnamon, it's clove, it's benzoin, it's vanilla. It's got this old world, timeless feel to it, along with this vanilla, bourbon, benzoin, patchouli dried down. That reminds me of like a spicier version of Coromandel from Chanel. And it almost dries down like a Cinnabon. It's cozy, it's warm, it's balsamic. It's just amazing, guys. This is a delectable fragrance. It has been reformulated a couple of times, hence the fact that it's only at the third spot, but it's also a staple in my collection. I do own a vintage bottle that's about a third of the way now, but I normally wear this when it's really, really cold out because it is still reformulated. It is a very powerful fragrance. In the beginning, the cloves with the cinnamon and some of those resins can be a little bit off-putting, but if you wait about 30 minutes or so, the magic begins. That vanilla, the benzoin, the more creamy and warm balsamic components will come to the forefront and will make you stand out in a very beautiful way, guys. Muskrat Azure at the third spot. At the second spot is a fragrance that absolutely needs no introduction. This fragrance actually replaced a few fragrances that I've had on my top niche winter in the past few years, including Enigma, including MFK's Grand Soir, because this fragrance has a lot of those elements and then some. This needs no introduction. I've spoke very highly about this fragrance to you guys over and over again from a house I absolutely love. From Amel Oud, this is Oud Tabac. Again, as the name implies, this is a great, beautiful blast of oud and tobacco, but there's so much more to this fragrance. There's also leather in here. There's a gorgeous boozy effect to this fragrance. It smells like $1 million. It's definitely one of my favorites. One that I'm really gonna be wearing almost like a signature scent on a daily. If I'm going to the office, if I'm going to have meetings. Of course, with the pandemic, we don't do it as much as we would like to, but whenever I do have meetings where I'm gonna go out, dress up a little bit, this is definitely gonna be a go-to for me, guys. And you could definitely wear this for evening wear. A true great black tie event. I mean, this is, a jack of all trades when it comes to sophistication, elegant, all wrapped in a bottle, guys. Oud Tabac at the second spot. Let me get a drum roll, please. The number one spot is a fragrance that I spoke about many times to you guys. If you pay attention to this channel, if you saw my Good, Bad, Ugly, Underrated from this particular brand, you will know that this is my favorite MFK fragrance of all time. And no, it's not Baccarat Rouge 540, and it is not Grand Soir, and it is not Oud Satin Mood. Can you guess what it is? If you know my taste, you guys will be able to guess it. Of course, I heard through the grapevine that this might be getting axed and discontinued. If that is the case, guys, jump on it before it's too late. And this is my favorite MFK of all time. This is, of course, Absolute pour le soir, translating Absolute for the evening. A great fragrance, guys. Beautiful juice, ambery, smoky, incense. Oh, it's absolutely amazing, guys. It's so good, I want to drink it. This stuff here, let me tell you something. If you like animalistic fragrances, this has an absolutely outstanding, perfectly done honey facet to the fragrance. Like I said, I want to drink it because it's so realistic. If you get a pot, if you have a chance to smell this fragrance, get a jar of pure honey and smell it side by side. Like dip your test strip into the honey and spray this fragrance and smell it side by side. You're definitely going to get the animalistic, beautiful, wild honey effect that is present here. And it's done so beautifully, guys. Just brings forth that beautiful ambery, the oud, the incense to the max, guys. It's an outstanding fragrance. Too bad if it's being discontinued, but if it is discontinued, I might as well get a couple bottles because this is my favorite Maison Francis Kurkdjian of all time. Absolute pour le soir for the number one winter niche of 2020. Along with that wild honey, just so you guys know, you have sandalwood, you have a beautiful note of cedar here that comes to play from the heart into the dry down, along with the incense, the agar wood. It is just a sensational scent. Definitely one that you should not dismiss. If you haven't tried this, this is a must try. Then there were 10, guys. Those are my top 10 fragrances that I'll be reaching out for the most in the next 3 months, from now all the way until about March, when spring hits us again in 2021. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have a better 2021, as 2020 has been a very challenging year. But we had some really good releases. I'm glad to share my top 10 niche with you. Let me know your favorite top 5 or top 10 niche fragrances that you're looking to wear in the next few months if you're somewhere where the winter is going to be present, just like here in New England, New York area for me. It's going to be very cold, very dark. So hence the fact that I picked up some of these amazing powerhouse, deep and dark fragrances to rock in the next 3 months. Let me know yours in the comments, guys. As always, show your support if you will. I would really appreciate it. Hit the subscriber, hit the little like button, and of course, don't forget to turn your notifications so you get videos straight into your feed. And as always, remember, guys, fragrance is emotion, so wear what truly moves you. I'll see you guys right back here with another video very soon. Take care.